Oops. Gotta turn on the camera. That would help. And the lights. Goodness gracious. Look at me. I'm not even prepared. Make sure this is on real quick while I... Oh, it's not plugged in. Oh, we're doing so great tonight. All right, welcome in everyone to the stream of many things. My name is Wheeler. I'm your host. Before we get started with some mini painting and chilling, a few quick things to get out of the way. One, if you aren't already, please follow the channel. Two, if you have the financial ability to, please consider subscribing. Let me make sure I'm coming through. I am. Other than that, be sure to follow us on our socials at StreamofMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. I am getting more active on all of them, I swear. So there will be things to see. Join our Discord server, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That one is free, so that's okay. I'm glad you're here, Ro. But yeah. I have cleaned up a bit and I got my wet palette in, so I'm excited to get started with it. We're just doing some props tonight, which I'm super excited about. Howdy. What is that? Nope, it's just a little bee. Cool beans. Hey B, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'll be painting some stuff, so thanks for coming and hanging out, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Because, well, first and foremost, actually, stuff that's near my feet, out under my feet, so I can actually get in here. But yeah, I got my wet palette in, and I set it up, so hopefully it should be working properly. Yeah, pretty. And this is just gonna help me keep paints like consistently wet and not have to worry about reapplying it to the palette. So what I'm working on tonight are some things that I'm going to be giving away at the Ren Fair when we go this year. So I'm excited. I definitely need to prime all of them. But yeah, and then I'm going to work on this. I printed it for Chris, but I never got around to sending it to him, and I don't know what this gunk on it is. But it's a candlestick. So I think it looks pretty cool. And then I've got a key that is currently still printing. That probably halfway through the stream, I'll probably dip off screen for a little bit. Or actually, I'll still be in screen. It'll be right there. And I'll get that kind of cleaned up and we can get that started. So I'm going to start with these coins because I want to. First and foremost, I'm going to clean them off. They do still feel a little wet. So the resin might not be fully cured, which isn't great. But, you know, if I die, I die. I'm gonna get the last bit of supports on here. I'm really just gonna paint these like gold, with a wash on them. It's not gonna take that long. But I forgot to print something out, and these were on the printer, and I need to get them done anyway. So, if you're going to the Colorado Ren Fest, you may have an opportunity to win one of these. So. It'll just be literally what Honey and I think are the best outfits. Little trinkets out. I was thinking about putting a QR code on the back that linked to like our social medias and stuff, but I didn't have the time to do it. But I really think that printing something out and handing that out as like a gift, a business card is a good idea. So I may prime these because I'm going to varnish them. I may not need to. That'll just keep the paint on there. But I know. I'm not actually going to. It's like only toxic if ingested. And I usually clean my hands after I deal with it anyway, regardless of whether or not I'm actually like This one didn't print. Had a fail. Regardless of whether or not I'm touching it when it's fully cured or not, I still wash my hands. It's just safe. It's not like a super safe thing to deal with, but it saves me money in the long run, so. But yeah, it was an idea that I had. I have to figure out how to get the stuff working for it. Oops. They get a QR code and put it in a 3D platform. I know like ZBrush exists and stuff, but there we go. I haven't been able to get into a program to work on 3D modeling yet. Don't know if I'm going to be any good at it, but we'll see. Honey has a three month subscription to ZBrush for free because I got her I got them a Wacom tablet. No, if you look at it when it comes out of the thing, it's like super thick. It's like chocolate milk but gray. So it doesn't even look appetizing. Oh yeah, it definitely didn't get some of these spaces in here. Oh well. I've painted over non-fully done stuff before, so these are actually all props from Loot Studios too. This was part of the March release, and this was part of the February release, which was a swamp theme. Which I printed out the entire ship. Maybe I'll do that as the big mini paint thing, which you can still put your recommendations in. The tweet's still out there, so. Oh, it's super satisfying. Both resin and FDM prints, like watching them print is a extremely satisfying experience. Coming in and checking after 16 hours of printing and seeing something like actually form is awesome. It also makes you feel good because you didn't have a fail. All right, so those are done. I want to get started on those first. This is when I wish I had an airbrush, like, because then I could just. But I've got all of these like really pretty metal colors. Maybe I'll do like a dry brushing of a red over the. So I've got like a red metallic. Just do it here. Got like a red metallic. That I might like dry brush over the gold that I do with for the doubloons. Have to see. I also like cleaned up everything, so all of my brushes are like really neat and pretty. Let's see. I want a big brush because I don't really need to worry about dealing with that stuff. Ooh, hold on. See if that works. It's a little better. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it. It looks a little like slow, so I'm trying to speed it up. Alrighty. We're gonna do primer. Why not? I hate myself tonight. Also, welcome in those of you who are just joining. Just painting some props. So I'm gonna need a lot of this. Just making sure. And oops, since we are priming, sorry, that was probably pretty loud. Since we are priming, I'm going to prime this first because it's bigger and it'll need more time to dry. And all a primer is giving me the ability to paint over it and have the paint actually stick and not pull up like super badly. I will need to get some of that paint out of there though, because that is supposed to be for sticking the top piece in. I'm so excited too. This is the first time I've been able to use a wet palette before. Chris made me one forever ago, but I never really used it because I was worried about it because I didn't really know how to use it. But this is one that I did a Kickstarter for like a year and a half ago, and I finally got it. And I'm super stoked. Oh yeah, the Army War Paints are kind of what my entire set right now is. I'll send a picture of it in the Discord. And I'll show you. I'm revamping soon. When the WizKids Vallejo sets come out, I'm gonna get those because Vallejo's like the creme de la creme when it comes to mini painting. And I kind of just want to do an overhaul. It's not that I don't like these. I do. Like I enjoy them. I've been painting with them for like 3 years now. I just want to do a revamp. So we also been working on like wedding invites and stuff because we're getting married this year. So we've been really busy the past few days. Which is exciting. Saved a lot of money on everything because we printed our own invites and yeah, so. Just love like the tiny little details on this. So I'm not trying to be too heavy-handed with it. I'm just trying to get like a nice coat on. So when I do get to painting the actual like metallic on this, because this is a candlestick, it'll stick. And to stay consistent, I am going to do the bottom too. Because I know there's going to be that one person who's going to be like, oh, turn it over. I bet you didn't paint the underside of it. And I'm going to be like, oh, surprise. I did, because I think about that a lot. Very few things why not paint. Wedding stuff is very expensive. We saved on everything. My cousin has land in Tennessee that we're getting married on. And they are actually also officiating it. No charge to us. They're planting flowers, like fresh flowers for us to have for the wedding. It's been real nice. Yeah. Well, also, we're only inviting like in person, only a few people, but we're gonna be streaming the wedding so that like my family, my extended family, who I see like every year, one doesn't feel left out, but two is able to be a part of it. They all got really upset when I chose not to walk for my my graduation. Speaking of, was anyone at graduation today for the medical school? Because I definitely heard Pomp and Circumstance. And I know it probably wasn't played over a speaker. Because if you were, you saw one of my best friends. He graduated today. He's now an MD. This I'm gonna paint like a regular skull because I think that's badass. Just gonna use it for D&D games and be like, aha, these are our candle holders. Fear. the candle holders, I guess. Is it the skull? I don't know. Bunch of motherfucking skulls, baby! I held a real human skull once, and I gotta say, it's pretty fucking cool. I don't know why I'm being careful with this. It's all getting the coat. Do have to be a little careful though, because if I'm too hard with it, it'll break. Definitely don't want that. Yeah, my parents weren't too happy about it. Like my parents like you this happens once in a lifetime. I was like, not if I go back to school. I was like, also, I don't want to sit there for 6 hours while everybody who I don't know gets their names read out just so you can see me walk across the stage to grab a diploma that they're gonna send to me anyway. Like it was like if I'm gonna do a walk, it'll be like after I get my master's or after I get my doctorate or something like that. Like something that's meaningful. Like no offense to people who only get their bachelor's degree, but like it doesn't mean as much as it used to. Um and that's just unfortunate. And I don't want to celebrate something so generic. Like I didn't go to my freshman commencement like thing that they had where like people were like, yeah, they taught us how to juggle. It was really cool. Like it's like a life learning experience thing. And I was like, okay. I'm like, that's cool. I'm that doesn't really affect me that much. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like I've had to be at like every graduation. Like not in college but in high school because like when you're in band, you literally have to go to all of the graduations because like you're who plays Pomp and Circumstance. And I just like you kind of grow to hate it. Like I said, my buddy was graduating the med school today and I was like he only had a small class, so yeah. Yeah, I prefer to be a part of something that's a little bit more like spending time with the people that you've like studied with for most likely years at that point. I prefer that. Like, I want to be able to celebrate my friends who have studied, the same thing as me, while also like celebrating myself and being able to do that with the people who, taught me and really kind of formed who I was as a student. And I think you don't get that when you do graduation for just like a generic degree. And that's kind of why I chose not to walk. And yeah, it upset my parents, like I said, but it's kind of my choice. I think that's the thing that people forget. Like it is the student's choice whether they want to walk or not. I proudly display my diploma. Like I was very proud of myself when I got it, but yeah. Yeah, that's the worst shit. Like they talk about that a lot just in general. And like it always comes out of nowhere because you're like, oh yeah, here's a catered lunch, here's like fun times, here's this. Oh, by the way, here's like all of the stuff you need to know just in case these very traumatic things happen to you while you're on this campus. Not that they should, but we're required to tell you because they have happened before. And it's like, damn, you couldn't have just like set aside a time and been like, hey, this is when we're going to talk about this very traumatic thing. Like, not also like you don't know if people have been through that in their life before. You're just like willy-nilly talking about something that like people could have gone through and like has not helped. It definitely didn't help, but it shaped who they became as a person because of the situation that they went through. I don't know. It just sometimes there's a little bit of blindness when it comes to universities like doing things, and I hate it. Yeah. When you play Pomp and Circumstance for like an hour straight, to the point where like if you need to, if you're not playing, you can go use the bathroom and just leave the band and come back and you're still playing Pomp and Circumstance, I think you are entitled to reimbursement by the government because that shit sucks. I hate that song. It's not even a good song. Like it's just the song that everybody hears when they graduate, and that's why they're like, "Oh, it's important." It's like it's not really. Do you even know who composed it? I bet you don't. Just don't say that to music majors because they probably do. Let's say I'm definitely loving this wet palette so far. It's keeping the paint like really nice and smooth. It's wet. Getting a nice even coat on things, although I'm not being like super technical with it. We'll see what happens when I start using the metallic paints, because that's probably what I'm going to start with. And most of this paint's probably going to come off on my fingers just because I'm grabbing it, but again, I don't really need it to be fully covered. Just what's up, Michelle? We're talking about why Pomp and Circumstance fucking sucks. Probably a lot. I mean, Ro, you literally were like a lobster the other day. Not really. I've been more red than that before, and it sucks. It was weird because when I came in, I was just like, is it warm out? Like, is that why they're wearing that? And then you were like, oh, I got burnt to a crisp. I was like, that's right. Because my ADHD brain forgets every fucking thing on the planet. That's why this Adderall has me like super happy because I can remember everything. It's great. Until it wears off and then I get like uber tired. Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, again, it was one time we went to the beach right before we left Florida, and I was nightmarishly red, and I was in pain for like a week. It was awful. Ooh, I'm just over here priming my doubloons so I can paint them gold. Pasty pals. I have a little bit of color in my skin, but it's not from any of my parents, I can tell you that. It's got to be from like some ancestral shit. My parents are white. My mother who raised me is Cuban, but she's not my birth mother, so maybe I got like osmosis help on my skin pigment. So excited. These like have a lot of really nice detail to them, but not enough to where it's like I have to be intricate going into it. It's just going to be fun to paint them because all I'm going to do is do a gold paint, a black wash, and then maybe like small highlights with the red metallic. They're going to look really cool. They're going to be like Ingrat gold. Oh. I hope you guys had a good weekend now. I got to go hang out with some friends and made some new friends whilst hanging out. It was awesome. Also played Werewolf Legacy and absolutely fucking dominated. It was awesome. We got to the end of playing and they're like, so at the end of the second session, we're supposed to name an MVP. And the person who was moderating was like, it's you. He's like, my character was a role that got to pick the werewolves. And he's like, you picked 3 werewolves. They all lived and you lived. And they were like, yeah, that's grounds for immediate MVP. It's like, hell yeah. It was werewolf first game and I won. Werewolf team second game and I won. I probably shouldn't have made this so big. Like the area that I painted with this color, but you know what? Who cares? I've got more membranes that I can work with, and I can take this off and bring it back and wash it off. This wet palette is like supposed to be pretty fucking good, so. Also, thanks to Redgrass for getting it to me. I really, really was looking forward to this. Like I said earlier, I haven't ever been able to work with a wet palette before. because I've been scared and I haven't felt like I have the ability that is hearkened by using one of these. But recently I've been like, you know what? Maybe I'm not as bad as I think I am, and I should probably start getting the equipment that I need to do better since I'm halfway decent at this. And so that's the plan. Next up is going to be a really nice airbrush so I can just prime stuff easily and work on bigger minis easily. But that'll be when we get some extra money. Because currently we are waiting on a snake to get shipped to us because we got another one. Oof. If you want to talk about it, you can, but I understand if you don't because I know that it can be difficult to talk about things. So, also, B, what's your homebrew class? Because I've got one that I want to work on, I just don't have the time. I dig it. I dig it. I love that idea. I love the fact that everyone was on the same page when we were playing that card game too, when we pulled the tower like 40 times. That was very funny, and I was happy that I had like-minded people around me. We were playing a like a Cards Against Humanity card game online, and it was like, why did B's tarot deck throw half of itself across the room? And we were all like, the tower. Probably should have waited to do that until after I finish this one. I'm smart, I swear. I feel like I almost have enough to get this finished, but if I don't, I'm not going to pour more because I always pour more than I need. And I don't need a lot right now, so I'm just going to try and lick up all of this extra paint and get the outsides very quickly. Get all of this extra paint. I feel like this is mostly water, but oh well. All right, that is the priming part done. Hey, the key finished. It's 36. I'll start working on that. I'm not gonna lick the paint. Not gonna do it, but I am gonna get this print off the printer. Requires me to get out equipment, including but not limited to alcohol. Apparently prolonged prolonged alcohol exposure, like isopropyl alcohol, can cause brain lesions. Know that? Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll do it in a second. We'll actually be going to the gym after the stream today. Just put this on and clean that and then get it. Okay. There. So you. All right. It'll be better if I'm back here for it, but just, you know. Wabam. 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 There you go, Michelle. You're the first person to redeem that. I made that for Rob because he was like, you should have a flex option. And that drink of water's for you, bro. Alrighty. So that is priming done. I'm just going straight for the gold on this one. I'm not actually going to do a... I'm not going to do a bronze and then a highlight because the bronze is a little too red. We're going to go straight gold. Bronze for the bottom of the candlestick. Oh, it's okay. I have my own personal Twitch account that I like come in and watch the stream on. I have 74,000 channel points. So the fact that you have 8,000 it warms my heart because it means that you are here also. Oh, okay. I should let Honey make choices, but Honey also has their own Twitch account. So if they want to use their channel points, they can use their own. Mine are for inevitably when we get really close to a big mini painting goal and I want to get there, so I use mine. All right, so we'll do the doubloons first. Gonna work in reverse order. Hey, look, I like the fact that you're using them. I do not mind that. Also, hell yeah, congratulations on finishing those, what I can only assume were annoying petals. What? Why is that still wet? Those are dry, wet. These are all still wet. Why are you still wet? This one's dry. This one's mostly dry. This one's mostly dry. Mostly dry. Still a little wet. Did I just do it backwards on accident? Dry. I guess I did. Dry. These are still wet. Weep. Alright, let's get this up. Wash. Oh, that's in there. That alcohol. All right. Sorry, I'm so far away. just need to. I'm just gonna go wash my hands. Trying my damnedest not to break this. Just take it out and turn it on. Boom. Didn't break it. Yet. Alright. We are doing good on sync. And that's the key. Last of this reports off of areas. Alright. And I'll be right back. I need to clean my hands real quick because I touched it. All right, I'm back. Time to get started on these doubloons. I hate the fact that I got a bunch of gunk on this, but that's okay. I am definitely going to need a lot of this, so if I get quite a bit on there, that's okay. Beautiful. Love that squelching sound. Oof. My favorite. And I really want to make sure this gets coated the way I want it to. It's a little too wet right now. Oh. Not going to be a very clean way to do this. What I'll probably have to do is just like get a solid coat down and then wait for it to dry and then go back over it. Hey, bunny.
I know you're streaming, but can I share this screen too?
Yes.
feel that I'm gonna be visible.
You won't be visible until you're like, oh, you're visible. I was wondering why the top to the ice cream. Hey, I love you too. Go follow Bunny on TikTok. Honey on TikTok. I think it's your Dust Bunny, and instead of a U, it's an X. Just gonna have to go back over these later with more gold. My hands are covered in gold now. Yay! Yeah, I'll just have to go back over this with... Again, what a great time to have a fucking dry brush. Alas. Thing is, it is prop night, and speaking of prop night, I want to play Gmod with someone at some point because I have it and I don't ever get to play it because I don't have anyone to play it with, which is unfortunate. Balloons. My fingers are like covered in gold. So what I might actually do for this is I might wash them and then do like a second coat of gold. We'll see. Because they look pretty gold already. I just don't know if that's going to stay that way. I'm definitely also ruining this brush, but that's okay. I have many more, and this is a brush that I'm okay with ruining. Even though it is one of the more expensive brushes that I want. It may also be just the way the light's reflecting off of it that shows the gray. Because honestly, when I put them down, they don't look like that, but time will tell. Doubloons. I hear you. The key is done, but I got these to work on first. I don't actually know if I have time for the key, but we will see. Either way, I will get these done, and I can't put these off because, like I said, we're using these for the Ren Fair. Ren Fair's not until July, but it's better to get them done now than rather than later. Thanks for hanging out with me, though. I want to get these done. Hope they come out looking good. I feel like they will, but who knows? I honestly will probably go, yeah. That sounds like fun, though. The only one I've been to is the one in Tampa and the one in Colorado, and I love the one in Colorado. That's the one we're going to. But yeah. What I was going to say is I might wash my hands after this just to get some of the gold off so it doesn't permeate through the rest of the painting that I do, because I don't want that. Especially since I'll be painting in a different metallic tone for the candlestick. But honestly, they look, at the moment, they look pretty good. I'll just touch it a bunch, get some of that paint off. Look at that. It's like coming off of my fingers onto the coin. In fact, actually, I won't even do this bronze. I'll actually do the darker bronze, because I like that one better. And I feel like it'll fit with the whole skull idea that I have for it. I'm gonna wash these. First, and then we're gonna see. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. I will be right back. I might still need this, so I'm gonna keep it out. Jeez. I'm actually gonna put a glove on for this because I don't think the glove will hold on to the paint as much. Paint is not dry yet. Weird, I thought that would be one that was dry. Oops. That definitely picked up literally all the paint on the bottom, so I don't know what was going on with that. Let me see if I can dry. It might just be because they were upside down and not touching the air, so let me just double check. This one should be a little better. Actually, you did pretty well. This one still might be a little wet. This one still might be a little wet too. You guys try. You look mostly dry. I'm gonna start with this side now. Most fun part about painting things like this is the wash, because it really just helps bring out all of the cool little pieces of the mini overall, or I guess in this case the prop. Let's see if it's dry or not. Definitely weren't fully dry yet. That's okay. So yeah, I'll have to go back over some of these with some more gold, but that's okay. I'm gonna do that. Definitely.
Did you say 6?
Yes. Definitely was not dry. This one's dry. At least it should be. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have to go back over most of these with some more gold, but it's never a bad thing. A little bit more color back in there. Make sure the gray is like not as noticeable. Plus, these will take a while to dry anyway, so this will give me an opportunity to work on candlestick. That one was not dry. But The wash is the honestly hardest part to get dry, so I'm glad I started with that. Like I said, I can always come back and do these afterwards. So I will let those dry for now. We'll start work on candlestick. Really need to get some paintbrush cleaner. Especially for these that I've got stuff in the ferrule on, just to kind of help bring that stuff out. All right. Middle finger it is. Like that nice dark, like bronze color. The beauty of this is when I will highlight this because this will be a piece that I put at the table, but because it's that dark bronze, I can use the regular bronze as a highlight, and it just makes it look really cool. So I am stoked. Also, I'm getting better coverage than this than I am the gold, so I may have accidentally not shaken it up too much, or enough, I should say, sorry. Because this looks like it's probably only going to need one coat, maybe? I might put a second one up there just for fun. We have reached the house music portion of the stream. Usually means we're like halfway through, right? Yeah. A little over halfway through. And that'll change as more music comes out on the site, but and because I cleared up all this space, I'm actually painting on the camera. Isn't that crazy? Like I would never do that. That is looking good. That's the other thing is like all these little cuts and dents in this, I didn't do. That was part of the model. But it adds such a beautiful texture. I love it. and it'll get really picked up when you put the I mean, as you can see with the wash on the coins, it gets really picked up. And it just makes it a lot of fun. It makes it look used, old. Did I make it all the way around? Now just to pick up any pieces that look like they need a little bit of extra love. Yeah, I think 2 coats is the way to go on this. I'm noticing that it is kind of coming up gray in some areas. Go over those. But first I will paint the underside.
Dinner.
Thank you, baby.
No.
I love you. Yeah, no one will really see that, but that's for my own gratification. So. Definitely have to go back over this because it is not catching the first time. You're getting there. What I'm actually going to do for this part is it's down here. Oops. Pallid bone. Then I'll get a different brush. These brushes. And that drippy is actually okay because that's what I want. I want it to be soaked through this part of candlestick because it's going to be boned. I want it to just kind of fade itself. Probably wasn't the best brush to use because it keeps making everything so bubbly and foamy. Woo! Love it. You did a great job with that, Michelle. All right, I'm going to eat very quickly because I'm hungry. I appreciate you all coming in and hanging out with me so far. It's been a lot of fun. Hey, make it how you want it. You're going to be wearing it, so you should feel comfortable in it. Don't think I'll need any more pallet bone. I might need a little bit more. Okay. None of the doubloons are dry yet. Should be the opposite way. Just a teensy smidge. A little more than that. Actually, not too much. Now I'm really just painting to make sure that everything covers up nicely. Oh. Alright, now to wait for this to dry. It's gonna be a lot of this, it's just waiting for it to dry. Oh, how y'all doing though? Having a lot of fun with these. Some of you are doing art with me, so how's that going? Oops, oopsie doopsie doops, doopsie doops, doopsie whoops, whoopsie doopsie doopsie whoops. Those are looking good. Still wet though. Definitely needed another coat of gold. Yeah, hit him up with gold after this, and then do a little bit of that red. Actually, I might just hit him up with the red. Maybe a highlight is all they'll need. We'll see. But as soon as this stuff is dry, I can move on to the next step. Honestly, if I... You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to be able to see it anyways when it's done, right? So... Gluing it on there, because why not? That glue. I love it. For your Vysen session? What is that? Explain that to me. I am but a young, dumb child. I think this will actually be one I don't need to go back over on. That I'll probably just do a highlight with that red. Speaking of, actually, I'm going to quickly, before I even use it, put some mixing balls into these. That's awesome. I want to play some more horror games. We just finished watching Prometheus right before stream, which is one of my favorite movies. I know it's not like everyone's cup of tea in the Alien franchise, but I love it. And I love horror games so much, even though they scare the shit out of me. But I feel like that's kind of the point and the sign of a good horror game. Ooh. The one that I played recently was the Midnight World over on the Compound. I love that system. I think it is so well thought out, and it's so much fun. All right, that's that one. These are just oozing out. I haven't even squeezed them. Come on. Getting paint all over myself. Just trying to get mixing balls into things. Yeah, I don't play a lot of D6 systems. I want to start getting into more game like systems because all I play right now is D&D, which I mean isn't a problem. I just would like to diversify like what I play. So we played what was it? Campers and Counselors on stream like a long time ago. I really enjoyed that. I have to wash my hands before I go to the gym. That was fun. Oh. I know we played a Monster Hearts game on here too. I wasn't a part of that, but we did play a Monster Hearts game. This one is almost dry. This one is also pretty much dry on the top, so I'm just going to turn it around and let it do its thing on the bottom. A lot of these need like air. Yeah, see, this one is definitely going to need another coat of gold. Some of them aren't going to be as bad without it. Like that one. That one is definitely also going to need another gold. Hell yeah, I would love that. I love horror games. Horror is like my favorite genre of media. So this is the key that we were gonna paint, but I don't think I'm gonna have time for it. But pretty cool. It comes with a base. I didn't print it out though. Just want to get one of these things done. Definitely needs more time. Time after time. If you're lost and you will, then you will find me. Time after time. Flipping this over, but I don't want that on there. Trying to get some of these dried off. Fortunately, there's not much I can do right now except wait, so just kind of talking, having fun. I was. I don't know who sings it, but I love pop punk versions of songs. They're like my favorite because I'm a punk. Oh. Oh. Hurt myself in a year more when I'm painting than I do any other time. People used to make fun of me because I like the band that like has the atypical like sound of a punk singer. Because I'm a huge Blink-182 fan. So like the oys for eyes is a big thing. This one's almost done. Yeah, I thought I had a chiropractor appointment today. Turns out I didn't. I have to wait till Wednesday. Oh, I crack and bend a lot where I shouldn't, which is unfortunate. This one is pretty close, but I'm gonna wait because if I don't wait, it's gonna ruin it. I'm gonna be very sad. Unfortunately, all I'm doing is waiting right now. We still have 17 minutes. Yeah. I was a Blink, Sum 41. I listened to Escape the Fate when I got like into my mini metal phase and then kind of ditched out of that because I don't really like metal. I didn't really get into them until my ex showed me them, but I really love Dance Gavin Dance. Yeah. Also, I'm so excited for Wednesday. Hollow Knight, and I found some things in my personal playthrough, and I'm looking forward to finding them on stream. Yeah, I was a dark kid. I was a very dark kid. When I listened to my punk, I was like, you know, my family didn't suck. I was very privileged, but my life wasn't that great, so I was like, I used to grow my hair out. It's never been this long, but I used to grow my hair out, and I remember when I got it like down to my nose, and it would like touch my lip if I like pulled on it and went down like this, and I was like, oh, I'm so emo. My hair's grown out so much. Not even close. And now here I am, and all my punk bands. All of my punk bands are making pop music now. It fucking sucks. I was in a band for a while too. I know. I'm so excited. I'm really interested to see when Silk Song stuff comes out because we are like getting very close to the end. I am definitely trying to 100% this though. I'm trying to get all the grubs, all of the charms, all the bosses. I'm not going to go for all the Dream Essence because it is just there's like 3,000 of it in the game, and technically speaking, like you would have to fight every monster in the game again, but yeah, luckily my version of Punk is just wearing a lot of black, which I do pretty much on the daily. I definitely have gotten back into a metal phase though. I'm really enjoying listening to metal, but oh yeah, yeah, I know. Mark got cancer recently too, and like went into remission because he like beat it, which I was super happy about because he's just a good person. But yeah, that music is good. He's been doing some stuff with Neck Deep recently. I mean, the lead singer of Alkaline Trio is now the lead singer of Blink 182. So, you know, when I saw Blink for the first time right after Matt Skiba had become the lead singer in 2016, and I lost my mind. I loved them. And then I saw them in Tallahassee when they went to Tallahassee, and I was like 10 feet away from the stage. It was awesome. Um, super, super enjoyed it. I know this technically isn't about painting, but like, who cares? It's my stream. I can do what I want. God, it's getting so close. Like, some of these are very close to being dry. And it's annoying because they're not yet. Look at that. I've left that on there for probably a good 20 minutes. It's still wet. Yeah, I almost got tickets to go see them for Warp Tour. 2011, I think, was the last Warp Tour that they did. And I got tickets, and my parents said I couldn't go. Yeah, the 2010s were not good for punk. A lot of bands broke up. A lot of bands were like, we're done. MCR disbanded, and that was rough on a lot of people. So... Oh, Travis Barker is the reason I got into drumming. I fucking love him. He's also vegan. Like he's just a badass person. He's so cool. He does a lot of different genres of music too. I absolutely fucking love him. Um he has the coolest kits. He had a kit in Tampa when I first saw them that was like acrylic. It had like streaks of, I'm guessing, acrylic going through that were different colors, and they put like a black light on it so it glowed, but none of the extra acrylic parts did. It was so fucking cool. Yeah, I love Travis Barker. He's like my favorite. Again, sorry this isn't painting related. Anyone who's watching this for painting, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the rock style way, right? Get wasted. This should be on. Yeah, that's dried. All right, so now I'm gonna need more Nuln Oil. Probably don't need that much, but that's okay. And all I'm gonna do is put that on here. Give it a nice little wash. And then I'm gonna let this dry. Probably not gonna finish up this on stream. I'm probably gonna finish this off a stream, but I will post pictures of it when it is done. Because it's gonna look really cool. I'm really excited. And this one I'm just gonna lather this shit on because it's gonna make it a color that you probably aren't expecting. like brightens it, but also rusts it a little bit. It's really weird. Ah, sorry. I mean to bump you guys. Let me get this where it needs to be and not where it doesn't. Lather this shit on here. Cool. Put that there. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, I was like I said, I was gonna go to Warp Tour, and then my parents are like, they're very conservative and religious, and they were like, "There's a band there that talks about like hating their parents." And I was like, I wonder why. Okay, this one's dry enough to where I can work on it. So I ended up not being able to go, and I was pissed. I was so upset. Specifically, the band was Breaking Benjamin, which, like, duh. It's punk. Punks are supposed to hate their parents. Did you ever think that they hated their parents for a good reason? Really, I don't want a lot of this. I'm just going to brush over the top. Oh, that looks so good. I love dry brushing with metals because it makes it look just so cool. The back, I'll probably need to do another coat of the wash on, but that's okay. Um, yeah, after that, I'm going to take a little bit of this red. I know. It was the dumbest shit. They were like, yeah, they talk about hating their parents. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. They were like, yeah, they talk about hating their parents, so you can't go. And I was like, well, I don't hate my parents at the moment, but I might. This one isn't opened enough for that. But I don't think I have a safety pin anymore. Why aren't you... Why aren't you working? At least I don't know where my safety pin is. Just gonna have to muscle our way through this one. Oh, okay. Well, that went through. That's good. Oh. Alright, I don't need a lot of it. My hands are going to be so shiny. Look, like I said, my parents were very conservative. So don't ask me, ask them. Oh, it's such a beautiful color. Holy cow. It's like a little twinge of red. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, that looks so good. I love when things work out. Correct. Out of all the reasons, that was the one. But honestly, I think they were just looking for a reason to say no to me. To be honest with you, there were a lot of bands there, and I'm sure they had a bounty full of reasons to be like, you know, you cannot do that. But that did happen to be the one. And then grab a little of the red. Paint that on there. All right, there's one reddish gold doubloon. I'll have to seal it up afterwards, but probably not. I mean, if they knew everything that the bands did, they'd probably be like, there's no fucking way you're going to that. But I played some stuff pretty close to my chest, so. All right, well, we got 1.5 doubloons done. And then we'll just wait on this to clean up, so. Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't mean to get red on you. I'm sorry. Well, I will have to finish this up off stream because we are out of time for tonight. I don't know if the compound is playing stuff tonight. I think they are. So if that's the case, we'll throw it over to them. Stay on a little, just a tiny tad bit longer to throw it over to them. Yeah. One doubloon. Done. I will varnish this so the paint stays on. I mean, it looks good. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'll be wearing a pouch with it, so. Oh! And then I'll update you guys as they go along. Some of these, like I said, will need another coat of the gold paint, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. Let me see if they are going live or not. Happening now, Midnight Monday. It's Midnight Monday. It's Midnight Monday. Yeah, so they're not live yet. Keyword is yet. But we'll do our outro spiel. Thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. We finally got started on this new wet palette, which I'm super excited about. If you aren't already, please follow the channel. If you have the financial ability to, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to follow us on our socials at Twitter, at StreamOfMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. I think I'm going to start doing a mini painting tips thing for whatchamacallit. I can't think of the word for TikToks. But we'll just have to double check and see. I mean, I want to do it, but it depends on timing. Join our Discord server. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That one's free. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to it and kept up to date on everything that's going on. VODs are usually out a few days after we stream. There's a lot of good content on there. If you're looking for a backlog of all of the things that we've painted, that is the place to go. Yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys being out and continuing to support the stream. It means a lot to me. I am looking forward to seeing some of your faces there on Wednesday for Hollow Knight. It's going to be a blast. I'm super excited. I have another list that I have to get done, which I need to set up. It's going to be doing Coliseum stuff. It's going to be a lot of fighting. So I appreciate you guys in advance for coming out and hanging out. But other than that, we are still waiting for host an option. Yeah, we're going to host. We can't raid them right now because they're not live, but we're going to host them. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good night.